in India. Or they would go to special decorators who would make their hair look like Shankara's jatas, and eyes were painted with big black coal up to this, and the whole body was covered with funny type of a powder. Or they would wear a kashaya, a cloth that was given a color of saffron without using the saffron. In 2 rupees you can get that. And people would be attracted towards such a person. They would carry an elephant. To sit on an elephant, even to add to the propensity of the superficial gravity, and walk on the streets. And people would bow to them and give them whatever they wanted. This cannot elevate anyone. Any body attraction can enslave you, cannot give you freedom. It will give you habits for your body enslavements, and also it will enslave you to your guru. If he knows how to keep attractive in various ways. The whole understanding of the cosmic consciousness can be put in one little sentence, that it cannot be attracted by the gravity of any stars, earth, moon or sun. The other attractions one has from the Mother Earth are all for food, greed, lust, materialism at its worst. It comes from matter. All that comes from matter. Once you start getting used to it, you become a slave and not a guru. So the first attempt should be for anybody to be a good guru is to get over material attraction. In a subtler way, we can see it happens like this. A lady or a gentleman buys an ashram in Sahaja, and the Sahajogis start living in that ashram. The owner of that house starts worrying about the house and all material things in that house, rather than the emancipation of the disciples or the Sahajogis who are there. The whole attention is towards the material upkeep of the house and not towards the emancipation of the Sahajogis who are supposed to rise into the cosmic consciousness. And such a person, if he starts believing that he is the Guru, or in any way even a Sahajogi, he is sadly mistaken. Where is your attention is the point. If you are the Guru, where is your attention? If your attention is on the correction and the nourishment of yourself and of others, then you are first of all the Sahajogi. And once you rise above the gravitational force of materialism, then you could be called as the Guru. Anything that is living has a capacity to rise against the gravity up to a point. That is limited. Like we have seen the trees. They come out of the Mother Earth and grow upward, up to a limited space. Every tree, every type of tree has its own limitations. Cedar will be cedar and rose will be a rose. Is all controlled by the gravitational force. But there is one thing which rises against the gravitational force, which has no limits, and that is your Kundalini. It cannot be controlled by the gravitational force unless and until you want it to be controlled. Nothing can control it but you and yourself can control it. So as soon as you become in charge of your Kundalini, you have crossed one step forward, that you have overcome the force, that is the gravitational force. Then the cycle of all the five elements is bound together. All the five elements have to go in a cycle in such a way that nothing is wasted, nothing is spoiled, everything is organized. But the cycle is broken only by the awakening of the Kundalini. Because you enter into the highest of highest, which is the cosmic consciousness, which you know how to regulate yourself. That cosmic consciousness is the Param Tattva, is the principle of all the principles. controls all the principles. So it controls also the principles of all these 5 elements. It controls the Manashakti. It controls the evolution and gives you the power to evolve others. So this great Brahma Shakti is at your lotus feet. Perhaps Sahaja-yogis do not realize what they have achieved. The only difference between a Adi Guru and a Guru, Sadguru I would say, is this, that the Adi Guru knows that he is the controlling power. He knows he is with absolute oneness with the Brahma Tattva, with the cosmic. The authority with which he talks, the complete confidence with which he says things. There is no doubt in his mind. In any one of his teachings, he will say, I verily say to you, that confidence that I am with the Brahma Tattva, that I am the Brahma, and that I am controlling all that Tattva, makes him a prophet. Because whatever he says, prophesizes, is the truth. Whatever he says about the past is the truth. And he knows that. He has no doubts. The authority with which Moses talked, authority with which Socrates talked, authority with which Lao Tse talked, all these great Adi Gurus, from Adinath to Sainath, they didn't say, if you do this way will be good or that way would be good. No, this is what it is, you better do it. This is what it is. But in modern times, those gurus may not work out. That's why a mother had to come. First to give you realization. Because these gurus did not realize another point, that their disciples not understand them at all. Whatever they are doing out of awe. But awe doesn't have understanding in it. Or even the earlier ones may have had. The generation that came afterwards did not have. So they turned the gurus into a facade, and the whole building they owned as their own, creating all kinds of problems, killing the universality and the collectivity, because Brahma Tattva is the power of the collectivity is in everything, in the atom, in the molecule, in the human heart. Everywhere it is reflected, depending on the reflector, and it controls this understanding they had. But the human understanding perhaps they did not have. That if we today tell them something, they might listen to us, but tomorrow they will forget. So it was necessary that you all should be given realization. Otherwise, also without realization, what's the use? What's the use of talking to people about the colors, those who don't have eyes? So realization has to be given. But it should not be done with diffidence. When a guru does not feel vibrations properly, he becomes definite about giving realization. But even when he feels it clearly, he will not say things with authority. Authority by any chance does not mean aggressiveness. Authority is because you have it, that's why you express it. Like this light is now shining on my face. It is shining, it's not aggressive. Because that's the quality it has got, that it has to shine, so it is shining. In the same way, a guru shines before the disciples. It's very easy to understand this word shine. When you have something dirty, it doesn't shine. Even the gold, which is always shining, is not tarnishable. If you put it under the mud, it won't shine. So you have to wash it, clean it, and rub it nicely so that it shines. But in Guru Tattva, it is from the basics you have to start. Before the gold came into its own state of gold, it was mixed with so many other things. So it had to be heated up, melted away, sieved out, and so many processes it had to go through to become gold. So when you become Sahajogis, you have become gold. Now the second job is to keep this gold shining. And third would be to get a part in the crown of your mother so that you can never be tarnished. Into these three stages one has to. First of all, to judge yourself, to be a guru, you have to have a gravity of your own, which is not bound by the gravity of the Mother Earth. That's the minimum of minimum. Which does not mean you wear outside the kashaya, the dress that suggests that you are a sannyasi. But from inside, you should be a sannyasi. Now a sannyasi who is inside a sannyasi will have a big bank balance maybe, but will know nothing about it. Will be very indifferent and any day willing to part with it. A sannyasi has to be a person above lust. Should not know what is a lust is. What is this attraction of lust is? That through his kundalini and muladhara, he can achieve it. Because now you have a capacity to rise above the gravity. You have got that power now to rise above this lust business. Where your attention gets absolutely ruined. But in Sahaja Yoga we have everything. Like on Indian streets you will find the most modern car, a Rolls Royce, Mercedes, as well as you can find a bullock cart and also lots of cows and buffaloes, everything there. In the same way I think in Sahaja Yoga we have all kinds. We have some people who are very great. And try to achieve a state of untarnishability. Put their attention to it, work it out. But we also have people who are absolutely useless things, just hanging on to Sahaja Yoga, to use Sahaja Yoga for their own popularity maybe, for their own gains. I don't know for what. I have seen people who give lectures in the name of Sahaja Yoga and are badly caught up. There is a gravity acting in you, remember that. The gravity of the Mother Earth. Some sort of a gravity which should be located. But some of them are nothing but worms. They cannot go higher. And the outsiders see those worms only and try to say that Sahaja Yoga is no good. Your Kundalini has the power. It has all the powers to make you the highest of highest. An ordinary grass can become a cedar There's no limits to it. But you must have confidence in yourself and confidence in Sahaja Yoga. If you don't have confidence in yourself or in Sahaja Yoga, nothing can work it out. But the highest of all is the sincerity which nobody can instill in you. There are so many descriptions of a guru, how a Sadguru should be. Not in the West, I didn't see that, because I think they never believed in gurus, but they have lots of gurus. Like Pope is another horrible fake guru sitting there. Then we have another one, Bishop of Canterbury, sitting there. All of them are false gurus. Know nothing about Kundalini, don't know anything Brahma. And they just want to denounce Indian ideas, not because they are Indian, but because if Sahaja Yoga is established, they will lose all their earnings. From where will they get their money and their crowns? So they want to propound that they are the solution, achieving nothing, spoiling the name of Christ, saying all kinds of things against Him, stupidly, without knowing the divine. Then we have many in the Islam, horrible people, just the opposite of Muhammad Sahib, doing all wrong things in the name of Muhammad Sahib. It's something like one can understand that a thief has to become an impostor, to behave like a king to show that he is not a thief and to have his thieving done. This is how they are, all of them. Right from India, we have many Brahmins of the same category. This priesthood has to go. Wherever there is a priest, no, it's a mafia. It's a sophisticated mafia. No such yogi guru is going to take any money, nor anybody is going to bow to them, nor they are going to take any kind of special attention. In the sense, in one place, we had an ashram where the guru and the guruvi became very important, and the guruvi wanted her tea to be sent on her bed with a proper table, and she became a mini Mataji or a greater Mataji, because I don't demand many things which she demanded. I never demand anything. Whatever you do is very great for me. And this is how they felt they were great gurus, by asking for this privilege and that privilege. Guru has to suffer the most. That's how he can command. He has to be the example of austerity and of detachment. That's how he is going to get respect. In Sahaja Yoga, nobody is going to respect anybody because that guru has made so much money out of Sahaja Yogis. But the attention on money itself of Sahaja Yogis itself is suggestive that they are not Sahaja Yogis. For example, when you wanted to collect money, I never asked for a house or anything. The idea came from some Sahajogis, there should be a house for me. Who can house me? Just think of it. Is it possible? Is it possible to house me? Not possible. So with a purpose and with my name, we could have something done in the heart of the universe, where everybody is sleeping practically. We had to do something dynamic there. And I heard that some stupid people started arguing on that. That's again the sign of not understanding. If mother has said yes, she would not do it for no reason. So the power of understanding only comes when we become the power of cosmic consciousness. Because cosmic consciousness understands each and everything. Sitting down here, you can understand everything, you don't have to go there. Everything. And because your mother is a Mahamaya, it may not show, but it will expose one day. So you have to depend on that part of Sahaja Yoga that it is a Mahamaya's job. So we should not get disturbed or upset. It will show. So you are doubly blessed. First of all, you got your realization, which they say is the hardest of hardest thing to get. You have overcome the gravity. And secondly, your mother is the mother of all the Adi Gurus. She is the one who taught all the Adi Gurus. She created the Adi Gurus, and she'll create out of you the Adi Gurus. But the quality has to be of gold. The Guru has to himself accept all the challenges, everything, to go through it, to work it out, to cleanse himself, to see for himself how far he has reached. He has not just to depend on some certificates of few people. It's not artificiality. It is not falsehood, it is reality. And when you come to reality, you must know that you have to be satisfied about yourself. Then comes the confidence. That's how the authority comes in. That you are sure of yourself that whatever you are doing is the reality. Reality and nothing else. And this power is within you. The Kundalini is within you. She is your own mother. All your life you are wasted in doing all kinds of things. People have gone into lots of penances, doing anti-culture, great jobs of ruining themselves and destroying themselves. What did they get? Then they started another sort. They are busy now with another trip. And they'll be busy tomorrow with another trip. But whatever they do stupid, they do it so seriously. That's the most surprising thing is. Into all the details, Nothing should be missing. Complete. Stupidity must be achieved with full sincerity. That surprises me the most. And then what confidence? If you ask me, why did you do it? He said, what's wrong? You're amazed. There should be a new word rather than bumptiousness for this kind of thing. That you cut your nose, and when the doctor asks you, why did you cut it? He says, what's wrong? I've done it well, better than you could do. This is how human nature is. That's stupid. But when it comes to reality, how are you? Devastatingly, we work out our destruction, our construction, and our ascent. Do we do it that assiduously, with that caution, with that care, with that detailed understanding? And the best part of it, that when you are doing it, you get choice, immediately rewarded. For example, doing all this, you must have all enjoyed, no doubt. Anything that you do in the name of God is immediately rewarded. The subtlest of subtle in the form of joy, and grossest of grossest in the form of all kinds of things. So why not do it something with complete understanding, meticulously, carefully? Why not? With full attention and concentration. Because the reward is joy. Ultimately, what do we seek is nothing but joy. Rationally we understand, but not from the heart. It doesn't go in the heart easily. Now people are saying, Mother, open my heart. How am I to open it? Just tell me. One has to go for an open heart surgery, I think, the way things are. To open your heart, the Guru has to be generous. Whatever these other gurus are doing, just the opposite of that. What have you given? On material level, let us see. Then on physical level, have you ever massaged their head? I have massaged so many people's head. At least 50% of you had that. What physical comfort you have given to that person? If you are the Guru. Then what is the emotional confidence you have given to that person? If you are shouting for that person, why did you keep it there? Why didn't you keep it here? Also it is vice versa among human beings. If you try to be nice to somebody, that person becomes ego-oriented. Dangerous stuff, you know. You are nice to somebody, you are kind to that person, you give him some money or you give him something. Then they say ego comes in that person. I'm surprised sometimes. How can it be? But it happens. I mean, I have been victim of such a nonsense. That people had to say, Mother, you spoiled that person. Just don't know, how can I spoil? Why it happens? Because human beings have another great quality, that they cannot understand that anybody can care for them, because they cannot care for anyone. Anybody cares for them, they become egoistical. I have known about some Indians who went abroad and people thought Indians have come as if Adi Gurus have come. They can be worse than you people. And are, no doubt. And then you start worshipping them as Indians. And then you understand that this is just a donkey from India you have brought, which is kicking you all the time. The image of that Indian goodness is not there. Because of this problem, the Guru finds it impossible how to deal with the disciples. But there is a solution. Leave it to your mother, and I'll put them right. All such problems, you can leave it to me. When people try to take advantage of you or take to ego, tell them, now I'm going to leave it to mother, I'm not going to look after you anymore. That will settle them right. They do not know that this cosmic consciousness is also very mischievous. It has lots of mischiefs up its sleeves. And it can work out such mischiefs that people are amazed and aghast. So all such problems, if you cannot deal, you can leave it to me. And another one is to their Kundalini, to tell them that they are catching on this or catching on that. It's your duty to tell them that you are catching on your ego. Better be corrected. Now, all of you can become gurus. Every one of you can become gurus. And can develop that great capacity to be one with that cosmic consciousness, completely out of the clutches of the gravity of the earth, materialism. Without achieving that, you have no right to tell anybody what is to be done. First, it should be your practice and precept in your own life, in your own example. And then, your example is sufficient to convince others. Today, through this understanding that you have to rise about the gravitational force of materialism, which is today's religion everywhere, whatever they may call it, whether it is communism or capitalism or democracy or democracy. Whether it is Christianity, Hinduism, Islam or any other nonsense, all of that is nothing but materialism in its all absurd forms. Kundalini is the only thing that can take you like the stalk of the lotus out of this mud of materialism. And that is what one has to achieve, especially in the West. It goes into subtle and subtler and subtlest forms. So be on the lookout, and ultimately it expresses itself as ego. All materialists are egoistical, racist, they are robbers and plunderers. They go to other countries like South Africa and settle down nicely, robbers and plunderers, and extracting the wealth of another. All this can become very sophisticated and beautified. We have to fight that, but to fight that we have to get out of it completely. Otherwise we cannot fight it when we are in it. So all of us should try to get out of it fully. It does not mean that you should all take out your clothes and say that we have given up everything. That's another style it has started now. It means that you respect all that is beautiful. You respect all that is good. But you are not dominated by it. You are not in the clutches of anything. If I want, I can wear a gold chain, otherwise nothing. Doesn't bother. I don't care. That should be the attitude. If I have, or if I have to, I will. Nothing can dominate me. Nothing can give me status. I stand on my own status and on my position and on my authority because I am that pure consciousness. Nothing can spoil me. Nothing can bring me down. Nothing can bow me. I cannot make anyone dominated by me either. There's a beautiful saying of Adi Shankaracharya, Tat Nishkala, about Brahma Tattva. I am that Brahma. On that. If you have, let me see. That's the best way to understand what you are. Just bring it. Very famous. Have you got it? No, not that. Another. Just bring it. Have you bought the book?
Bring the book to Shri Mataji.
My chashma is in the purse is where. Hmm. This is the one. Nirvana should come. This one is the one. You just read it in English language. I don't need to just. When you have got your nirvana, what happens to you? It says,
home. I'm neither the mind, intelligence, ego, nor chitta, neither the ears nor the tongue, nor the senses of smell and sight, neither ether nor air, nor fire, nor water, nor earth. I am eternal bliss and awareness. I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva. I'm neither the prana, nor the 5 vital breaths, neither the 7 elements of the body, nor its 5 seeds, nor hands, nor feet, nor tongue, nor other organs of action. I'm eternal bliss and awareness. I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva. Neither greed nor delusion, loathing nor liking have I. Nothing of pride or ego, of dharma or liberation, neither desire of the mind, nor object for its desiring. I'm eternal bliss and awareness. I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva. Nothing of pleasure and pain, of virtue and vice do I know, or mantra of sacred place, of Vedas or sacrifice. Neither I am the eater, the food, nor the act of eating. I am eternal bliss and awareness. I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva. Death or fear I have known, nor any distinction or caste, neither father nor mother, nor even a bird have I. Neither friend nor comrade, neither disciple nor guru. I'm eternal bliss and awareness. I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva. I have no form or fancy. The all-pervading I am. Everywhere I exist. And yet I'm beyond the senses. Neither salvation have, nor anything to be known. I'm eternal bliss and awareness. I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva.
that's what you are. You are eternal bliss and awareness, the consciousness, the pure consciousness. I think this must be, everybody must remember by heart and must say in all the ashrams. That's a very good way of remembering what you are. May God bless you.
Satchidananda Upa Shivoham Shivoham Satchidananda Upa Shivoham Shivoham Satchitananda Upa Shivoham Shivoham.
Now all the leaders have to come on the stage today to help with the puja. Yesterday I could not take the name of all the leaders who were very good, who have come very recently and are doing great work. Like persons like Javier, I would say, he's being appointed only a few months back in Milano and he's doing such a good work. And there are other people, say in Venice, and also we see that recently some leaders have been appointed in Mulhouse and Montpellier. They are doing very good work. I get very good reports about that place. Amazed how the news centers are coming up so well. Even in Australia, there are many new centers that have come up which are doing such good work. In England, there are so many new centers that have started. We are doing good work. Some of the old people are dropping out, but the new people are coming up are very good. We find it all over. This kind of thing happening now. A new dynamic leadership is coming from people. And I'm amazed how they have joined very recently as leaders of smaller places and are doing so good in every country. Even to take all the names may not be possible, but I feel that so many of them have been really doing such a good job that only divine can explain it. It's the divine's great blessings that we have got all the right people. Saj Yoga is definitely progressing. It should not progress faster than the divine wants it to progress, and so we should accept that speed, but still we should try our level best, because it is our job to try and work out as much as possible and as far as we can go. May God bless you all those who are working in smaller places as leaders. For everyone, I get report and I understand them, and I have tremendous feeling for all of them. But some of the places where there are smaller ashrams and things, problems are cropping up, and I'm surprised how still these problems are there. So everybody must try to correct oneself, should become an example of compassion, love and understanding. And I hope I will have no reports at least about the leaders or their wives, especially the wives. Wives is a big problem. I wish I had told something about the wives. Maybe this evening I might be able to speak about the wives of the leaders. I have been speaking about them all the time. So the wives have a greater responsibility because they are the source of compassion and not of disciplining. They are the source of joy and not of controlling. They are the source of motherliness and not guruness. So they have to be very different personalities. Instead of that, they think we are Guru's wives, so we can do what we like. We can dominate people and shout at people and can arrange everything ourselves. No, they have to be completely on the background. And for that I can mention so many of them are very good wives who have shown great understanding of their role as Sahajoginis. So I would request you not to become gurus yourself, but to become gurvis. And gurvis are the ones who look after the other side of the guru, which may be neglected because of his disciplining nature which he has to have. And they are the ones who are the cementing factor. If the guru is the brick, they are the cements. But it acts sometimes the other way round. So I didn't say much about them, but I hope this evening I might say something about them. May God bless you. That whatever is the entrepreneur's ideas, you must act. Because the whole fundamentals of Western life is to see and to be seen. So, oh, that's the fashion, so we should do that. This is the fashion, so we'll do that. Like the other day, about a year back, I went to England and I found all the Sahajoginis having their hair here. I said, what's this? So I asked an Indian girl, I said, what is this supposed to be? This is a new fashion. I said, what new fashion? Called it Jiprea in Marathi, you know. We call it Jiprea fashion. Only the Maharashtrians can. And they all had their hair here, you know, like this, all. I said, my God, this is Agya, this they are covering, their eyes will become squinty. But the fashion, if it comes, and the whole fashion is with the hair alone. Hair, I don't know what. There's so much interest in the hair, and they lose the hair so fast in these countries without using the oil which they should use. They lose their hair very fast. Starting from the hair, the sastra. Then, fashion means, what is this? These entrepreneurs, these stupid people are creating ideas, and then why should we follow? I don't say that Sahajogis should all look alike, not at all. You can dress up the way you like. You can live the way you like. But you should not get yourself enslaved by any entrepreneurs. You are free people now. Know that very well. Know that you are absolutely free, and your freedom is absolutely in the light of your enlightenment. You can never do wrong. But first of all, have that confidence within yourself. That whatever you have to do, you are not going to enslave yourself to entrepreneurs, what people have to say, how you will look, how you will appear before. This is a very important point, that half of the time we are laboring just to look like many others. It's very surprising how these entrepreneurs have befooled the Western people. In India it won't work. Won't work. Especially the Indian women. This in between came a mini sari. Came up to Bombay for about 4 or 5 days, I think disappeared. No Indian woman would wear a mini sari, finished. Nothing doing. Any sort of fashion now comes in India, doesn't stay. Because whatever clothes we have now in India is traditionally has been there, has been tested and error and trial and error and trial, and we know now this is the best, now stop it. At certain age, You stop. This is the style that suits us the best. But anything goes on, the styles go on changing. And this is what you have to be very careful to see, that you do not take to stupid things which are being created by entrepreneurs, but to sensible things which are required for. So one of the enslavement I feel is that you have to play into the hands of entrepreneurs. But the slavery is very deep and is so psychological. In so many ways, it is extremely hidden and so subtle that you cannot make it out. So in the introspection you find out what's gone wrong with you, how you